Well, everyone, it's December. That means it's time for DOScember. For those who don't know what that is, it's a celebration of DOS throughout the entire month of December. You may see videos from some of your favorite content creators as well as from those you may not be aware of, like maybe me. So basically just a bunch of people get together and make videos based around DOS and DOS-based systems as a way to, celebrate and remember and hopefully educate people about the things that DOS can do. Mainly gaming, but, there were programs, utilities, and things like that for it too. So I'm not sure exactly how many DOScember themed videos I'm going to release this month, but I'm going to start off with one, obviously. And it has to do with what's in this box. Now, I teased kind of on Twitter a month or two ago. I don't know if it's still up there or not. I don't remember. But it's an upgrade for a computer that I've got. We're going to go ahead and we're going to see what's in here. And what's in here has not been opened itself. I just opened the box to examine the contents, but it is new old stock. So I'm really excited, hoping that it is in fact in there. So oh, and no, it is not anything Epson related. So let's go ahead, and what I have in here is this. It's an MMX Overdrive processor for older Pentium systems. Everything from a 75 megahertz up to 150 megahertz. You can go either to 150 or 180. That's pretty neat. This would allow you to play certain games that required MMX technology that you otherwise wouldn't be able to without upgrading your entire computer. And yeah, the box, like I said, is a little beat up, unfortunately, but it is otherwise unopened. So let's go ahead and open this up, examine the contents, see what this comes with. Let's see, we'll start from the damaged end here. And yeah, even the glue has kind of come loose over time. Not surprising. But it looks like the contents inside should be all right, because there is some packing material that Intel graciously provided. Got a manual as well as some piece of plastic in there. And then the Overdrive processor itself, with included fan and heatsink, because they do run hotter. Even though a lot of Pentium systems did have fans, some were just case fans blowing across a heatsink, some weren't. This one requires its own dedicated fan. And it looks like it's all self-contained because I don't see any pigtail wires or anything like that. So hopefully it still works. And then, of course, this here. And of course, because I like teasing you guys, we're going to save this for last. We're going to take a look at what's inside here first, especially since I've never used an Overdrive processor. I probably should become familiar with it. Oh, it's a floppy disk. Intel Overdrive Processor Diagnostics disk. Must run this before installing it. I'm guessing this probably checks for compatibility and things like that. And it looks like it requires Windows. So this is not a DOS-based utility. That's fine, because the system I'm going to put it on, it's got a base Windows 95 installed on there, and I can always put Windows 3.1 on there as well. But very important to have. And we also have Stay in the Loop registration card, of course. I wonder if I can still send this in. I wouldn't, because I don't want to destroy this. Let's see, what else do we have here? Got a warning in here. Original BIOS on some computers is incompatible with higher speed Overdrive processors. Must update to it. You must update incompatible BIOS before. So that's probably what that disk is doing. Checks to make sure you can be compatible or not. Hopefully my system is up to date in the BIOS. If not, I have to look around and see if I can find it, because unfortunately the manufacturer discontinued their FTP site a few years back. I do have an archive of it somewhere, but I don't know if it's complete. There's that. I'm pretty sure this documentation is available online, but if not, I'll scan it in and upload it. And of course, it shows you what you got to do. And then, of course, the actual manual itself, which we'll take a look at as well. Basically just more of a more comprehensive installation manual. See, this one here shows that there is supposed to be some kind of cable, but I'm not sure. I don't see one included. And again, I don't see anything on the processor itself, but that's fine. So here we also have ways to test and everything. I'm guessing it's the diagnostic software, so you would run it after the fact as well, just to make sure everything is done correctly. Information about dual sockets. Information about updating the BIOS. Fan maintenance, it looks like, and some tips and troubleshooting. And jumper settings, which I'll have to verify on the motherboard, but they should already be set, so we'll see. So that's all the documentation and everything. Like I said, if this isn't available on archive.org, I'll try to scan them in and get a copy up there, as well as the installation disc. But of course, now we want to take a look at this guy. So it looks like I just have to break this apart and bend this back, and it should just open. I wonder if I can open it from this side. Nope, that's plastic welded there too, but it's probably not as... There. And this is it. And again, I do not see any additional power connector or anything for the fan, so more than likely it's deriving power straight from these regulators here, this little mini power supply. It's kind of heavy. Obviously, it's got the heat sink and fan and everything. It doesn't require a ton of cooling, obviously, since it's just this little basic fan. And again, this will be sitting in front of a case fan that's already blowing across the existing processor, so there'll be some extra cooling for it. So I don't suspect that this is going to overheat at all. Let me get this back in here for now, though, to protect it. And I'll show you the system we're going to install this in. And it is going to go inside of my NEC Ready 76 system that I can't get in frame here because it's very tall and I'm very close. But you guys have seen this before. It is effectively the first PC our family ever owned. Not this specific one. I bought this on eBay, but it's the same model and everything. The only thing that was really different about it is that it was already upgraded with RAM up to 96 megs. And then, of course, I did some mods such as a GoTech mod, and I also replaced the hard drive with a CF card and installed an ATI graphics card. Now, my original NEC PC was upgraded to about 16 megs of RAM, and I added initially a PowerVR 3D accelerator, and then I moved on to a Voodoo card, both of which are super expensive right now, and the PowerVR cards are just astronomical in price, in my opinion. I will probably never own one again. The Voodoo card's a little bit more realistic, but they're still kind of pricey, in my opinion. So this system won't be fully upgraded to the way I was hoping I would have it ultimately as a teenager, but getting the Overdrive processor installed in here is something that I've always wanted to do. It's something I wanted to do with our original computer, but the Overdrive processors were a few $100, and at the time I could go to the local computer shop, buy a replacement case, motherboard, swap everything over, and then upgrade a processor at a later time for about the same price. So that's basically what I did. So I never actually got to get an Overdrive processor in here. But that's what I'm going to do. Not in this video, though. I know it's going to be, kind of like, oh, he's making us wait. Yeah, I am making wait because I want to make sure that the BIOS will be compatible, look up the latest BIOS file anyway, because I probably should have it updated. And so that will be the next video. I do have a few ideas for additional DOScember videos. I don't know if they will come to fruition. It all depends on whether I can get things in time. I've got some things on order. Haven't gotten them in yet, so kind of nervous about that, but we'll see. But at the very least, I'll have this and another video for DOScember and some other random videos thrown in if I need to. So, but keep an eye out for this video. Like I said, it should be the next one coming up in about a week. We'll get the processor installed, get everything tested. We'll compare benchmarks with the 120 versus this 180 with MMX, and we'll see what it can do. Have you guys ever done anything with Overdrive processors before? Any tips or tricks? Leave them down in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks all. I'll catch you later.